Alright everybody, so welcome back. Yeah, we're here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for Generation 4 races. So yeah, end up getting the pool here pretty easily. We'll see how we're gonna do race pace wise. But yeah, it's been a long week, you know, dealing with all the bad luck, all the shitty races. Shitty rats account, shitty bad luck. Last time we ran this slot was like 2 hours ago with Generation 4, and my computer decided to crap the bed right when we were loading up the grid, so I had to reboot the computer and it was working fine. Like, none of that happened, and we were 3 laps down and we were never able to recover from that. Lost 42 iRacing, so we're down to almost 3,200, which is a bummer. But I think we had a good shot at trying to win this one, so we'll see what happens. It's a small field. How you're wrecking in a small field like this? That's unbelievable. That's honestly unbelievable. That's embarrassing, man. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. It's actually called the number 1 car in the field is out after that one, which is kind of a stunner. I mean, it's gonna be damn 145 iRacing. That is like the most iRacing, man. It seems like I lose in a while. Even with my shitty week, I think the most I had lost is 113 iRacing. So. But yeah, we're down to 7 people, and we should be pretty good. We should be pretty solid. I feel good about the pace. We were running pretty high SOF race 2 hours ago, and we were around like P9 or P10 pace-wise, comparing against people who were 4K iRacing. So again, we are now the strongest car in the field. So we'll see how this is gonna go. If we lose to number 8, I'm just gonna punch myself in the nuts over and over, because that would be very embarrassing if that happens. But yeah, it's kind of hard. We'll see how this is gonna go. It's gonna come down to tire management, because it's a small field now. So if this guy, no, he's still on the lead lap. So we'll see what happens. We'll get a nice little jump here, and then, you know, create a little bit buffer, and then we'll be able to save up the tires a little bit, and then we'll slowly pull away with time. So we'll see what happens. But we got the pace to beat, so. Don't know how my tire management's gonna look like him. People like these people, this field, I mean. I feel like that caution was on purpose. It was just sitting there, not moving, not trying, turn around, all that stuff. So, yep. Should not be too cautious unless, I mean, we're down to like 6 people now. So I don't know what to tell y'all. It's embarrassing. Very embarrassing stuff for sure. And again, another caution. Definitely gonna have to come in for pit stops. But yeah, only 6 people on the lead lap now. How's this number 8 keeping up with me? I don't know, but feel like we're managing the wheels pretty well so far, though. Yeah, that guy's just dumping on his gas sometimes. I'm just keeping it smooth. Taking a little bit of time to rear him down. We're just taking our time to rear him down. don't understand how it's not falling off. It's kind of fucking bullshit is able to keep up with me like this. Showing some signs of wearing down. Now it's Christ lie, but finally pulling away. can't believe he's still with us right now. Wrists are hurting, but I'm holding onto my steering tight so it's stiff. But I mean, we're keeping it very steady here, so. Tire fall off's not crazy enough to justify putting on new tires. Because you're only gonna lose another 10 seconds. So. Everybody but Pichu has been lapped it, so. A lot of people are gonna take wave around, so. That's gonna be fun. How was that a caution? I don't know, but that kind of pissed me off because we had it won pretty easily. So yeah, but I have to do it because number 8's gonna keep up with me. Pretty good pace. Really not a lot to say right now. I'm just focusing. It feels good. I feel even more smooth this time around because I'm not under a lot of pressure this time. So I have a little bit more control of my pace. Let's hope this is not gonna be heartbreaking that we get random caution, or maybe like number 18 to 5 and set the caution off, and we have to do this all over again. And then, yeah, other stuff happens. Nice and easy. That's what we're doing here. A little bit overdone on the throttle that time, but it doesn't really matter much at this point. we should be safe right now. Even with the caution coming out, we should be pretty safe, I think. definitely very, very safe by next lap. So. I grew up with this generation of cars, so naturally, this is fitting me like a glove. It fits me very well. Oops. Thankfully that shouldn't hurt anything. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. It's kind of a cheap win, but we're about to be a winner here in New Hampshire for the first time ever. For the first time ever, that's the winner at New Hampshire, here in Loudon. It's always nice to get a win at a track like this, especially since this used to be my old home track for 2 years, right after college. So. Alright, that was a winner. So yeah, that was the difference. Being smooth is actually going to help you power down with S. So that was the key for me. Kind of amazed that we got 3 cautions in this one. I think there was 3. Kind of dumb, but whatever. And then the first caution's gonna be when this guy's gonna take out the number 1 guy. That is brutal for number 1. He's gonna lose 145 iRacing out of that. So yeah. And then number 7's gonna spin out. I think that was under the caution too. So that's kind of embarrassing. And then he's gonna do that. Yeah, I guess he knew he was broken. So he's like, yeah, fuck this. I'm gonna race quick. That's a ranger right there. And then this guy, what the hell, man? Don't know what the hell he was doing in this one, but do had thrown out the caution on purpose a couple times. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't throw out the caution. You can't, like, set off the caution on purpose like this. So, yeah, yeah, you can't do that. So, gonna be a bit of trouble for that one. And then this guy is still around. He's gonna be like, yeah, this guy's gonna be like, just doing his stuff. And then this guy, had trouble exit and went down with me. But thankfully it didn't kill us. So, yeah, we're able to, like, to power down on the exit. So, and then that was after the race was over, so doing some burnouts, and then of course we hit the weird hamster wall there. But yeah, that's the winner at New Hampshire for the first time ever. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Alright, well, yeah, I'm just continuing to celebrate the win here. Because why not? So, yeah, that's the winner at New Hampshire for the first time ever. It's also my first time ever Generation 4 win too. I don't think I ever won in my old body too, so that was nice. Kinda nice to get a win finally after a shitty week. So I'm pretty happy with that. I know it was a cheap win, but I needed something. I needed to cheer myself up. So there you go. Hope you're enjoying that. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, subscribe. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. And enjoying this one last lap.